Okay. Could this be the end? This is what somebody asked me today. They simply wrote, could this be the end? I don't know how I continue to pay for these things. But what exactly are they talking about? Well, when I got back to them and asked, and we had a little bit of a conversation, they simply said they can't continue to pay for food. They can't continue to pay and put fuel in their vehicle. They can't pay for the insurance on that vehicle. And they can't even pay for their utility bills. Why? Because they are struggling. They don't have the money that they need. Now, I ran across this very interesting article today. It says U.S. banks are making it much harder to borrow money. This is actually from Axios. Now, in this article, it talks about why banks are doing this. It talks about what the average person is currently experiencing. Now, I've seen this. Okay, I've been through this before where in the financial crisis, I was trying to get a credit card and I couldn't get one. Just recently, I wanted to get a different credit card. I wanted to use the, some call it credit card churning. We're not going to that today, but you can go and you can use your credit score. You can use your credit cards, and you can get bonuses. You can get air miles. You can get free trips. You can get free whatever. Okay, points and cash back, all this stuff. Now, I thought, you know what? This is a good time. I'm gonna go and try to get a credit card. And I was approved. Got a credit card, no big deal. Here's the problem though. Millions of people can't do that. In fact, here's what's actually happening. I want to read you, I pulled two different comments from people. Okay, these are people here in the community. So you may have seen this comment, you may have responded. There's a lot of people that did respond back, but this is what one person said to me. This person writes, my local Chase bank really screwed me over this week. I've been a good customer with Chase since 2012 and have never missed a payment. This week I received a letter from them saying that my credit card limit has been reduced due to potential upcoming risks. I went from having $8,000 as a limit to now having $3,000. On top of that, my balance is currently $2,900 and I was planning on using my card for school shopping and supplies. Now what? Now, when this person said this, my initial thought was, okay, they went from having $8,000 as a limit down to $3,000. But then they said they have a balance of $2,900, so just $100 difference. Here is my initial thought. If they make a payment of, let's say, $1,000 or $500, and they go from $2,900 down to $2,400 or to $1,900, let's say $1,000 payment, my guess is they will get another letter from the bank saying that their balance has been, or their limit has gone from $3,000 down to $2,000. My guess is the bank is going to keep coming down until the bank feels they have minimized their risk. Now, I say this because I've seen it happen before. I've heard it happening from many people, and I've seen it happen personally to myself. This actually happened to a Walmart account that I have. Now, back when I was buying a lot of inventory from Walmart, I'd buy it to resell it on Amazon, some called retail arbitrage. I used to do this all the time. I'd go to Walmart, I'd max out my card every single month. And Walmart, during the whole pandemic, they started lowering my balance, lowering my limit. Then finally, when I got to like $5,000 or something was on it, they decided they were just going to wipe my whole account. They paid it off, okay? It was just a credit card forgiveness, right? Or their debt forgiveness. And so it was gone. And then they closed my account and wouldn't let me open up a new one. That's what happened to me. So these things are happening. But listen to this. Here's what somebody else had to say. And I'm just curious if you've experienced any of this stuff as well. Listen to this. It says, BOA must have the worst reviews of all the banks. I wrote to you a few months ago and told you my story about how they lowered my limit on my business account to $20,000 from $80,000. And now I see on my online statement that it was further reduced to $10,000. At this rate, my account will be closed by October. Here's something else that's happened. And this is why many people believe that this could be the end of using personal credit cards to start businesses. I can tell you right now, if it wasn't for a personal credit card of mine, 10, 12 years ago, whenever it was, I would not have been able to start one of my most successful businesses because I put a lot of the expenses on credit. This is how I built a following. This is how I, bought websites. This is how I paid for, certain things. It was all because of credit. So that was huge for me. So I can tell you right now, and this was, was doing websites and doing, internet marketing, all this stuff, right? All that wouldn't have been possible if I didn't have a credit card that I could have put those expenses on. And so now, this is why many people are extremely worried is what happens if we can't go and get credit or get any, credit as far as spending? What do? Do we just wait, pay it with cash? How do we get through this? Well, here's something I want to read you. Okay, this is actually from this article. It says right now, the latest senior loan officer opinion survey shows the largest share of banks, a net 51%, reporting tighter lending standards for larger and medium-sized firms since the period following the onset of the pandemic and before that, the 2008 financial crisis. I want to show you this chart. Okay, let me show you this chart really quick. Right here, okay, it says a change in bank lending standards by hiking cycle. You can see our current one, this is in orange, it's this. So you can see we go from here to these ridiculously tough standards. Now, this is also good though, okay? And the reason why I say this is good is because tighter standards means that we are likely not going to continue to spend, which also means it's going to push down inflation. But let's get back to this chart. So right here, you can see this is right before the financial crisis. This is 2004 to 2006. You can see where it's at, okay? You can see where it's probably, 10 to 15 right here compared to today where we're probably like 65, right? Now, when you look at this, this is right before. This is right before the big financial crisis. This right here was when everything was just so easy to get free money down here, 2015 to 2018, right? So that's huge. And the reason why I just want to show you this is simple. It's so much harder today to get money, to go and get a loan for a car or go get a loan for a house. Obviously with home prices currently where they're at, they're still going up, and we're seeing rates right now at close to 7%. It is ridiculously difficult to go and get a home and afford one. Same thing with credit cards. It's tough. I talked to somebody just the other day where he's been hoping to get a side-by-side, a little toy. He's been hoping to get one for past couple of years. Prices have just been insane. Now he finally has the money to get one. He finally has a solid job, one that he knows will still be there. And so he went to go get a loan. They told him no. They told him no, that he could not afford it. And it's because of where rates are right now. It's because it's not a necessity. It's not an essential. It's a toy. It's a want. It's not a need. So right now, here's the interesting part. Banks are now telling us what we need. Banks are telling us, no, you don't need that much as a limit. You don't need $80,000. Like this person says, no, $20,000 is enough. And then a couple months later, they drop it down in half to $10,000. This is something that this person uses for their business. If I remember right, okay, this person, they don't make a lot of profit. They were making, I think it was like $15,000 profit off of spending $80,000. And going to $20,000, they're making very little. So that's, and going to $10,000, again, cutting it in half. This is where we're headed. And this is why some feel that this might be the end. This might be the end of for sure, the easy money. But this might be the end of really a lot for the American people. So, just wanted to fill you in on what's going on this time. Wanted to explain what this article from Axios is, and just kind of read those comments that I received, because again, that's troubling. But just want to be honest with you guys what's actually happening, because as of right now, there's a lot of uncertainty. So as we get more information, I promise I'll fill you in on all the latest news. All I ask is if you can just do two things: hit that like button, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one.